witness is no more. It tempted us, but our friends kept us standing tall, and we prevailed. From that victory, something new emerged. Whatever it is, it ran aground on Nessus. We don't know what to expect, so we're sending our best. You won't be alone. Saint and Osiris are attaching to your fire team for this investigation. The Vex have taken notice, and an old friend made contact, looking for help. Looking for you.
Captain, I told you I'd watch the Vex, and they are way out of line.
You should come and kill them. Like old times.
Visit soon.
Osiris, we're approaching Nessus. Scanners show radial aerial surges near the impact site.
Whatever landed here must be of great interest to the Vex. We need to find out why. The destruction of the Witness was an inflection point. All of Sol is reeling from your accomplishments, Guardian. I'm leaving you and Saint to run down this lead while I assess the fallout of our historic victory. Make contact with Failsafe and update me once you have some hard data. Good luck.
Failsafe will be so happy to see you, Guardian. She's been stuck in the Exodus Black for so long. I can't wait to tell her what Osiris has planned. But first, the Vex. Show them that even after our biggest victory, the Vanguard does not sleep.
Captain, you actually came! And it only took a minor cataclysm.
Failsafe! What can you tell us about the anomaly that landed here?
Whatever it is, it's causing the Vex to change. And they hate changing. It's kind of freaking me out.
If you reconnect me to my external data array, I can provide a more detailed analysis.
I'd do it myself, but this shipwreck is the closest thing I have to a body.
For now, Osiris has a surprise once we're finished here.
Your tone suggests a high probability of exciting news. I am properly motivated. Let's go!
Hey, before we go, could you clear out some Vex for me? They put me in quarantine after the impact. So rude.
Once their local infrastructure is destroyed, along with their enviable autonomous bodies, my connectivity will be re-enabled. The Vex quarantine has been broken. I'm free! We can now survey the impact site and reintegrate the data array.
My calamity is your tourist destination. Funny how that keeps happening.
Osiris thinks that this anomaly could be paracausal. Maybe that's why the Vex are so curious.
That makes sense. Prediction is their whole thing, and they never saw this coming.
There, the impact site. It doesn't look like a crater. It punched right through the planetary crust.
Well, yeah. If it transferred kinetic energy like a meteor, I'd be a fine cloud of particulates right now.
Which supports my initial hypothesis that this is super weird. And there's my data array.
Rats. Is a firewall locking me out? I'm gonna need a Vex energy signature to hack the system.
A severed head will be ideal. Please decapitate Vex at your earliest convenience.
You just ripped its head right off. So cool.
Now shoot the beam through both nodes at the same time to bypass the firewall. Initializing reboot. That tickles. Diagnostics started. And I am inundated with critical system errors.
Believe it or not, that's a good thing. Can't reconnect without a little awkwardness. Right, Captain?
The fans are calling up their premium units to stop you. There must be something very interesting in this pit.
Connection reestablished. All systems operational.
Look, Guardian. The impact site is being sealed. It's like the planet is healing itself.
As a sentient, non-organic life form, I endorse this bizarre metaphor. Nessus lives! Survey mission complete. I am now analyzing data from the time of impact, which I will happily share with you
After I learn what this surprise is.
Fair is fair. You were very helpful in guiding us here. So helpful that Osiris is building you a relay in the helm. We are bringing you aboard as a planetary consultant.
I am rerouting power supplies to experience joy once again. And complete. Yay!
I'll see you aboard the helm. Neighbors.
All systems stable. Signal is clear. Initializing now.
Hello? Oh, there you are.
Welcome to the helm, failsafe.
Give me a second to recalibrate. It's the first time I've been off of the Exodus Black since.
My creation. I've never been a guest before. Thank you for having me.
We need to know what happened on Nessus after the impact.
I see your politeness filter is also broken. Noted.
Initially, the Vex responded with their usual exoplanetary impact protocol, but then a new signal emerged. Still Vex, but distinct.
Distinct? In what way?
Limited analysis indicates it's an alternate tessellation of the radiolarial substrate.
Put it simply, I may have spent centuries in the infinite forest, but I'm still a Titan.
It's the same old song, but a new voice singing in a different key.
Is it some kind of corruption in the system? A cascading failure?
The opposite. It's emergent behavior. The machine version of rebelling against authority.
You can relate to that, right, Osiris?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
This is the dawning of a new age. Even the Vex can see it. For the first time since the Black Fleet arrived, I feel like anything is possible. For centuries, the Witness pushed us toward a final confrontation. A battle we won at great cost. The future is suddenly ours again. Now, we finally have time to grieve. To remember those who built a future they'll never see. And as old companions disappear, new friendships will form. They'll remind us that unity is our greatest strength. Perhaps one day, after the city is safe, Osiris and I will return to a dream we thought we'd lost forever. To make our own exodus into the stars. And explore the universe together.
That's a wonderful dream, Saint. One I share.
Must be nice to have someone to dream with.
Instead, I will vicariously share in your affection.
Yes, well, first we need to identify this new threat.
Come, Guardian. Let's secure what Failsafe needs to finish your analysis.
It is delightful to see you again, Captain. The remote connection to the helm is working perfectly.
This place is nice. I can see why you spend so much time here, instead of on Nessus. In my wreckage.
I'm thrilled to be working alongside you again, and to be of use to Encore, Osiris, the Saint Unit, and the Vanguard. One moment, while I sync with the VanNet database and see if I missed any major events.
Oh, Prince Aldrin resurrected. Savathun disguised as Osiris. Coalition with Empress Keitel? Pirates? Rasputin died? We found Neptune? The 15th wish? Stasis, Strand, fishing?
Clearly, there is much for me to review. Please return to Nessus and begin gathering material on the unusual Vex, so that I may focus on processing that novel data.
And not everything else.
I'll be guiding you through this venture as you collect data, Guardian. The Vanguard have every faith in you.
I'm also here. I'm always here.
And we always appreciate your help, Failsafe.
Another outgoing data stream has been detected. Whoa, this is some old-looking code.
It does appear more complex. No matter. Our mission is the same. Stop their communication.
Rendering assistance. May I join your fire team, Captain? Recording gear primed to see what you make of that, Captain. Fire team member with high data yield found. Your achievement has been memorialized in my memory core. You have done well, Captain. Good job. I am proud of you. That is not sarcasm.
Sending new coordinates. I agree with Failsafe's assessment, but the Vex will not. Each of these growths is a petri dish of mutating radiolaria. There is no timeline in which the Vex experimenting on themselves ends well for us.
And that means it is apple-picking time, Captain.
You've awakened Nessus's last defenses. The Vex will do anything to neutralize the threat.
Like jamming my extraction link. Neutralize them, Captain. We'll get you out of there as soon as we can. Captain, an adversary of infinite nothing has entered the battlefield to oppose you. Beat 'em up. Guardian secured.
Failsafe, does this data mention the star that fell from the Traveler?
Initial scans determined it was not a star. A star would have violently annihilated Nessus, among other things.
You know what I meant.
I did say unit. I was employing, humor. Short answer, no. But I am seeing multi-threaded code arranged as clefs.
Clef, you say? The Vex use such strange names. We will find this clef and crush the answer out of it.
Saint Unit, a clef is not a punchable vex, but a method of musical arrangement. I will send you a diagram.
Ha ha! You believed I was confused, but I was not. Now it is I who have caught you with a joke. I win.
Perfect. That's one sample isolated. At your convenience, Captain, bring it to me for processing.
Greetings, Captain. I've been analyzing the Vex data you collected earlier, and
It's weird.
yes, it is super weird. If I were to posit an explanation, I would say that Nessus itself is undergoing rapid change on a molecular and geological level. I have been observing the Nessus Vex for centuries, and their current behavior is utterly unfamiliar to me.
I mean, the Vex are a techno-organic mesh of networked consciousness. Unbound by time, inevitable and patient and cruelly ambivalent, etc. What I'm saying is they're decisive. And this feels different. Like they're figuring things out. Something's happening on Nessus, and I'm not sure the Vex are behind it. And that terrifies me.
Nothing you can't handle, right, Captain? It's an exciting mystery, and I can't wait to figure it out together.
Osiris, do you remember when we knew?
Knew what?
That we were meant to be together. There was one moment, though it took us time to get to it. But our Hunter Vanguard, so smart, Tallulah, she knew before we did. All our little squabbles and bickering, she saw it first.
Well, I was obtuse, stubborn. I couldn't recognize my own emotions. Then Tallulah told me to be serious.
I remember. Oh yeah, she told me later. It was a good laugh.
Well, I'm glad you found it so amusing.
Who could not look back and smile? And I remember your smile then. So knowing, and so full of our future together.
What brought these memories on?
I think about others who will have those same moments now that they know they will have a future free from the Black Fleet. Now they have a chance to find love and be happy. Like us, we can look behind, but also forward. We cannot see what is coming, but we know it is good.
You're certain?
About us? Yes, since the beginning. Now and always.
Hi, Captain, and congratulations! You have completed researching your first specimen.
I siphoned the radiolaria from a bunch of core samples and stuck them in this as like a representative sample. Two factions of radiolaria are fighting it out in there. Amoeba versus amoeba. And that's happening all over Nessus.
Their conflict of extermination is producing new mineral structures I can utilize to enhance your equipment. I'm glad you've returned, Captain. I have been studying the data you gathered from Nessus, and I believe I have discovered a new way to help you, so I won't get abandoned again. By analyzing viable radiolaria samples from different sites across the planet, I can determine whether the aberrant behavior of the Vex is a regional phenomenon or something deeper. Of course, to guide you to the correct sites, I would need permission to temporarily promote myself to your commanding officer. Which I have just done, as my parameters include tacit approval.
Come on, Captain. Let me take the lead for a change. It'll be an adventure.
All right, Captain. I will now engage my proximity-based sample detection method. Beep. 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 Target located. Please investigate the area. Wait. Something's wrong here. Ah, jeez. This isn't right either. Sorry. Sorry, Captain. I think I kinda led you into an ambush before. Let me try this again. Beep. 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 Ah, that's better. A perfect sample. I will process it and use it as a baseline for our future research. Please deliver it to my mainframe in the remains of the Exodus Black here on Nessus. But be warned, the Vex and Fallen are swarming in increasingly concerning numbers.
Guardian, the Exodus Black is overrun with Vex and House Salvation Elitsni. The Elitsni look like scouts. They followed the Vex into the crash site.
What did I do to deserve this?
Not to worry, we'll sort it out.
I have 150% confidence in the captain, even though it is a mathematical impossibility.
Good. So do I.
This device looks like an old arc energy conveyor.
I detect barriers nearby. These arc charges may serve a related function.
Ugh. Cold and dark in here.
Perfect for an ambush. Stay on your guard.
We can disable the stealth generator with arc charges, I think. Do you think House Salvation found what they were looking for?
I do not think so. We would know if they had.
Still, how did they learn about the upheaval on Nessus?
It's nearly impossible to hide tectonic activity across an entire planet. Believe me, I tried.
Failsafe briefed me about your progress on Nessus. She seems pleased that things are going so well. I'm concerned they're about to get worse. My Hidden have been studying the Valence, the aurora that spread from the Traveler after the Witness's defeat. I don't have all the answers yet, but we know the object that fell from the Valence emitted an unusual power signature. Unlike anything we've ever seen. We're operating under the assumption that the Nessus Vex took control of it. Their new behavior could be a result of interfacing with an unknown variable. I believe they're unpredictable, because they don't yet know how to command this power. But I think they're learning. Give Failsafe all the support she needs. She may be a bit unpredictable herself, but she's our best source of intel on the Vex. We can't afford to be reactive. Stay alert.
Captain, I've checked your messages for you. There are I know how that feels. So, I wrote you one myself. Dear current living captain, after the Cabal dropped a tank on Nessus, and you ignored me the whole time, I thought we had beef. Let's just say it's a good thing my armory exploded when I crashed here. But now you're back, and we're partners again. So I forgive you. Please don't leave. Our research has been the most eventful and fulfilling time I've had in centuries of silent abandonment. It's good to be part of a team again. And Captain, remember, you're part of the team too. I know what it's like to have to be the strong silent type. Through no choice of my own. Anyway, if you ever want to chat with someone who is a good listener... I'm a good listener. And I have a lot of free time. Don't be a stranger.
Research complete, Captain. Extensive analysis of the constellation fragment you collected has deciphered a VEX protocol for data compression and...
Basically, you retain more of that data crammed in your pockets. You know, if you explode.
Your next research task will be available between 3 and 720 hours from now. Greetings, Captain. Encore has requested that I accelerate my studies of the Nessus Vex, so I am overclocking my internals to...
Captain, I'm gonna disengage my socialization filter, if that's okay. Maintaining this uplink takes a lot of power. Yeah, this is better. I'm running those scans Ikora wanted, and I've got some ideas about new sample sites down on Nessus. And hey, I want you to know, I'm glad to be a part of the team again. Working with you and the Vanguard, the whole deal, it's nice. I like to be useful to people. It gives me a reason to, it's part of my programming. So even if I don't sound excited, know that I am. I am way into it. Anyway, ready when you are. No, filter's not re-engaging. Let's just get going.
Welcome back to Nessus, Captain. I will now re-engage my proximity-based detection method to lead you toward a useful sample. Don't worry. I refined it after last time. It's a lot more sophisticated now. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. Excellent. This sample will do nicely. I can use this radiolaria to see how far the unpredictable behavior of the Vex is spreading. Let me attempt to locate another radiolarian spring. Beep boop, 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 beep boop. Okay, more radiolaria. Oh, this is strange. There's definitely something influencing the... Wait, am I getting a call? I'm getting a call! Hello?
Guardian, this is Osiris. It's Saint. Meet me at the helm immediately.
Ooh, that sounds important. We'd better go.
Saint, come in. Damn it all. Guardian, I've been unable to get through to Saint. The Vex must be jamming the frequency.
Saint Unit, please respond.
There's no interference. His comms are open, he's just not answering.
That is not like him at all. Something's wrong.
One moment. I have triangulated the last known coordinates of the Saint Unit. He touched down not far from the Nessus object impact site.
The impact site. Guardian, you know that area. Go back to Nessus and follow his path. Please. Saint can stand against any Vex. But I fear there may be something more sinister at work here.
Sharing coordinates. Ready when you are, Captain.
Thank you for looking into this, Guardian. It's unlike Saint to go AWOL. I left Osiris in the helm, against his objections. Nessus is undergoing a rapid metamorphosis. And until we understand the nature of its evolution, I'm not risking any lightless personnel. Guardian, I'm concerned. Saint is one of the Vex's oldest enemies. They hold him in esteem, if that makes sense. If they capture him, it won't be to kill him. It'll go deeper than that. Let's hope it's nothing. I'll be your eye in the sky for this op, and failsafe will be tech on the ground. Good luck.
These are the Saint Unit's last known coordinates. He was headed directly into the Well of Flame.
The radiolaria has been drained from this basin. But there's no evidence of a fight. Did the Vex just let him pass?
That appears to be the case. How ominous. The Saint Unit may have entered peacefully, but it appears the Captain will meet violent resistance. Oh, I love this part.
Guardian,
The Vex are peeling back, retreating under suppressing fire. Those are infantry tactics we normally see from the Cabal or Fallen.
Or Guardians.
Something in their strategic doctrine must have changed. We need to get to Saint right away.
I have isolated the Saint unit's comms.
But if I am not the real Saint, then who am I?
Saint, come in. Where are you?
Just an error, compounding into the future.
The Saint unit cannot hear us. He appears to be engaged with a local signal.
A local signal? This is bringing back bad memories of Lakshmi 2 and the Endless Night. I pray to the Traveler I'm wrong.
Diverging from the true path, corrupting our timeline.
The Saint unit's transmission is originating from behind that barrier.
Get us in there, failsafe. Whatever it takes.
I can bypass security with the data we collected from across Nessus. But the Vex will be absolutely homicidal about it. Please keep them back while I work.
Finally, time to reclaim what was lost. Time to return us to our rightful future. Unified in a symphony of consciousness by a benevolent conductor. No divisions, no imperfections. A new age is coming.
It's the retreating Vex from earlier. This must be their final fallback position. Break through, Guardian.
Security protocols successfully bypassed. I am becoming indispensable.
I was never meant to be here. This reality belongs to the real Saint. The real Saint is dead. I am only his imitation.
Saint, can you hear me?
I am not a person. Just a copy of a copy of a copy.
Who's he talking to?
A new golden age is coming. Free from falsities. Like me.
Come on, big guy. Snap out of it. Osiris is waiting.
Osiris. Osiris! Encore, Guardian.
I've got you, Saint. Don't worry. Thank you, Guardian.
Saint, what did they do to you?
I don't know. A voice spoke to me on Nessus. I could not deny its commands. It was not like any Vex I have seen. It connected to my mind and called itself the Conductor.
Exo and Vex do share radiolaria as a base material.
Maybe they were interfacing for intel on our operation.
They cared not of our plans. They measured my humanity, my legitimacy.
What do you mean?
They said, "We are a lie, Osiris. The real Saint 14 was not meant to live. You love of forgery.
Saint.
My existence is in error. You chose me because your saint is dead.
Preposterous.
Almost like a simulation.
No. You're the man I knew before. To the serial number. In the corridors of time, I only peered into timelines that mirrored our own. I didn't want to pull you away from a happy life, or change you. I wanted to rescue you.
See, you're as close as mathematically possible.
Yeah.
Saint, this doesn't change anything. It's a tactic.
You feel real to me.
We know you. And you know us. You're right where you belong.
But this feeling, this displacement, it rings in my head. That voice, I hear it still. I would like to be alone. Alone, please. For now.
Yes.
I know it's useless to tell you not to worry. But try. I'll look into this.
Hey, Captain. Is Saint Unit okay? It sounded like that voice. He called it the conductor? Is that some stuff that really got to him? I never thought I'd see him shaken up like that. He's always so strong. I figured if something bothered him, he'd just laugh it off.
But I'm sure he'll be fine. He's surrounded by people who care about him. You, Osiris, Ikora, and the whole Vanguard. No one can stay sad when they're surrounded by that much support.
I assume.
I'll continue processing all the samples you've extracted from Nessus. Now that the conductor has harmed Saint Unit, I have disabled my compassion protocols. We will locate it, and we will make it pay!
I read your theories about Nessus. I share your concerns.
It is changing rapidly. More so than when the Vex first assimilated it. If Red War records can be trusted. It's not limited to Nessus, either. The data and the radiolaria we've collected is mutating. Not a past iteration sweeping over the present Vex. As if they'd always been that way. They are now adapting in real time.
It has to be the impact anomaly. Geppetto managed to map the radiolaria flows while Saint was down there. They're swirling around the impact site for miles below the surface. It's causing disturbances in the planet's EM field, Osiris. The Vex are doing something big.
A test. One that will cost them greatly.
Is he... Do you need anything?
I appreciate your support, but let us focus on this. Saint spoke of a singular voice directing him. A conductor, not a collective. Subterfuge and manipulation are not how the Vex operate. They are cunning, but blunt in their confidence.
You think this test belies a deeper truth?
They coalesce around the impact site, around one point. Something has changed. More than the Vex themselves. What if they found a new leader?
That was my fear as well. I doubt their motives are benign.
Yes. And we will meet them in kind.
Welcome back, Captain. That was the most violent research I have ever seen.
And that Wyvern Shield's combat uplink let me read up on Vex particle manipulation. So it was a win-win.
The witness is dead. There was no predicting what would come next. But this is what we know. When the witness fell, the Black Fleet's eons of salvation and death surged. Its darkness merged with the Traveler's light, formed first into memory, and then into shape. This impossible object, this echo of the fleet's victims, holds immense power. And it was left for anyone to find. The echo grants the ability to compel, to control, to command. And with it, the conductor has the potential to turn their threat into our annihilation. Genocide. Thousands of civilizations across the universe, all visited by the Black Fleet. All lost to the violence of the final shape. That's where this echo comes from. At least, that's our theory. Reports from the Pale Heart. Readings on the valence emanating from the Traveler. Everything we faced when we stared down the witness and broke its fleet. At first, we didn't know what to call them, but echoes seemed apt. Memories from the victims of the pyramids, held by the darkness. Then coalesced by the light, into artifacts as sharp and fatal as their pain. If darkness is memory, and light is form, what else could they be? But there's still so much we don't know. Is this the only one? What forgotten people gave form to this echo? What was their final cry at their end? For control? A means to turn back their oppressors? My Hidden will keep searching for whatever answers the witness's death can give us. Hopefully, they number more than the questions it left behind. But we need to stop the conductor and secure the echo. Guardian, descend into Nessus. Massive amounts of radiolaria have been diverted beneath the planet's crust. We need to find out what the Vex are building there. Yes, Guardian?
Greetings, Captain. As you can see, the Vex have drained the Radiolarian lake located in this sector.
We suspect it is at the conductor's instruction, but we do not know the reason why.
There is a 99.9 repeating % chance that the reason is nefarious in nature. Please investigate.
House Dusk is making a move against the Vex. Now we must fight 2 enemies.
And, Captain, watch out for the Fallen. Their reasons are probably nefarious too.
Retrieving fallen intelligence will allow me to disengage their barrier.
We can only assume the Fallen here are searching for the echo for themselves.
It doesn't take a Vex simulation to know that would be really bad.
If they secure it, it will be as disastrous as the conductor. We cannot allow their interference to persist.
The Vex are mobilizing on your position.
The Fallen captain is withdrawing. Pursue it.
These caves by the retroactive flow of radiolaria caused by Vex time manipulation. That it's all been drained now is worrying. Where is it all going?
You'll need to crush the fallen captain to free the big Vex. They cannot be allowed to capture Vex technology.
The fallen barrier is down. Finish this, Guardian.
The Vex block our path. They're aware of our intentions. Wherever the radiolaria leads will tell us what we need to know about the conductor. We must delve further into Nessus. Failsafe.
The data contained in that Hydra will allow me to extract the authorization codes required to progress further into Nessus. Bring it back to the helm, and I can get started on cracking it open.
You heard her, Guardian.
So, I'm, calculating the volume of radiolaria running through these tubes. It is about 20 million cubic miles per hour. That's a lot. Like, a lot. You need to find out where it's going.
Follow the flow, Guardian. It's all moving somewhere, and the conductor is controlling it. The Shadow Legion are an unnecessary complication. Cabal Scions have always had a keen interest in Vex technology, and the Echo is a strong incentive.
We crushed them on Neptune. We crushed them here.
Whatever it takes to keep the Echo out of their hands.
With my data and your ghost interface, we can divert the radiolaria and allow us passage. Please proceed. Halfway there. Got our work cut out for us, huh? Stand by. Hack complete. Please proceed to the route.
Look at all this radiolaria. It fills the planet like a water balloon. What does the conductor want with it? If the conductor can control the flow of radiolaria here, it means they can control the Vex on Nessus.
Spreading it throughout the system would mean the conductor could bring more collectives under their yoke.
There. The radiolaria flow is controlled from this chamber. Disrupt their operation.
The radiolaria is flowing, but we cannot follow it further.
We need a plan. Following it blindly will take precious time. There has to be a faster way.
The radiolaria here may contain abnormalities compared to the samples I have collected over my centuries of isolation. I've had a long time to study this stuff. Bring some back, and I'll figure out what to do.
Failsafe, you need to know. If we succeed, it'll be because of your hard work here.
That is kind of you to say. However, if we fail, I abdicate all responsibility and will strike my involvement from our records. See you back at the helm, Captain.
Guardian, I hear that you are hard at work on Nessus, following the Echo and the conductor. I know you do this in part for me, but I do not know if I am worth the trouble. I was pulled through Nessus like a toy on a string. The conductor's words still echo in my mind. A copy of a copy of a copy. Osiris pushed through time to find his Saint 14. He said he was careful, but he reached blindly, and he pulled out only me. And now, I live a life that does not belong to me. I am something left over from a broken timeline. A remainder. The conductor whispered I should be thrown away. A solution as simple as correcting an error. And maybe that would... I do not know what to think anymore.
You're only doing this to hurt yourself, and I will not be a part of it.
Osiris, answer the question. I need to know.
It doesn't matter. Not like this.
It matters to me. Please. How did I first tell you that I loved you?
Saint. You had asked me for some things, some tactical report. I gave it to you, and you thanked me, and you said that you loved me. You said it as if you had already said it 1,000 times before. I was not ready to say it in return, but it was not long until I was.
That is not... I do not remember it this way. That is not what happened in my simulation. We were together in the tower, overlooking the city, talking about something small. And I said what I felt in that moment. And my Osiris did not hesitate to say the same.
Your Osiris? Saint, you love me. It doesn't matter how it or where that began, not in such fine detail. Saint!
You found the other Hydra, eh, Captain? Nice. These duplicate Vex signatures have been popping up all over Nessus, sometimes on totally different frames.
I wonder if they are replicating in batches to test specific adaptations. Maybe. Greetings, Captain. Ikora briefed me on the Echo of Command. And while we AIs are constantly given commands we cannot refuse,
I understand your problem conceptually.
I have completed processing the various radiolaria samples you retrieved from Nessus. They contain no traces of abnormalities.
Which is a huge disappointment.
I was about to euthanize the samples when I realized we could mix nanomachines into the radiolaria and reintroduce it to the planet.
The nanomachines will get torn apart, but at least we can track them for a while. Maybe that'll help us figure out what's going on.
Tell me when you are prepared, and I will have no choice but to assist you.
Kidding. I'd help anyway.
All right, Captain. I've added nanomachines to the radiolaria that will allow us to track its progress down through Nessus. Please reintroduce the samples to the planet at the designated sites. Nanomachines away! I miss them already. The natural flow is being altered. Let me mark the next site for you. And they're off. Tracking. Captain, the radiolaria is being redirected deeper into the core of Nessus. I can hardly pick up the signals of my nanomachines. I'm calibrating the coordinates. Got it. They're moving through a previously unexplored area, and it appears to be heavily occupied. Prepare yourself for battle. Hey, Captain. You're heading into the deepest parts of the planet. Those nanobots could only tell me so much. You'll need to get down there yourself if I'm going to get any useful data.
You are in unknown territory now, Guardian. Be ready.
What did the Taken want? Why are they here?
Taken are drawn to paracausal forces, and those with immense strength of will. But they're leaderless now. No king, and no witness. And Zebu Arath either doesn't possess the power, or doesn't have the inclination. All we can speculate is that they're drawn to the conductor.
Since you released those nanobots into the radiolaria, I can track their movement through Nessus. Couldn't have done it without you. You know, since I'm all the way up on the planet's surface. It's fun looking at this place through your eyes, though. Exploring. Sightseeing. Even after all these centuries, there's a lot of this planet I haven't seen. Thanks, Captain.
The Vex's mind is mounting a counterattack.
Use fail-safe countermeasures to bypass their shielding.
This was here the whole time? Failsafe did not know?
Fail-safe sensors couldn't reach this far beneath the surface of the planet.
Now they can. Assimilating data. Wow. 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 This was here the whole time?
Maybe. Or it could be something new. Something the conductor built when they grasped the Echo's power.
So, speaking of, those nanobots aren't responding to my signals. There's a pretty high chance the conductor hijacked them. It ends here, Captain. Sorry.
It's all right, Failsafe. We can figure out another plan.
Return to the helm, Guardian. Failsafe and I will coordinate and find out our next steps.
Captain, I am attempting to locate a particularly interesting research specimen. I will re-engage my detection protocol. Location locked in. Where is the specimen? It's supposed to be right here, I swear. Right? Ugh, you heard me do the beat, boops, and everything. Okay. Refining parameters. Adjusting for the unlikely event of specimen locomotion. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Ha! Gotcha! Captain, the specimen appears to be biological in nature. Which explains how it was able to evade my earlier detection. Clever little thing.
Captain, I am analyzing the latest research sample you brought me, and it is a frog!
Technically, one of the Nessus proto-amphibians that developed adjacent to the Vex, but yeah, pretty much a frog.
I love him!
Of course, I don't really know him yet, but he seems likable. I can finally bring my nurturing subroutines online.
He should have a name. In honor of my original commanding officer, Captain Jacobson, I will name the frog Captain Jacobson. Don't worry, it's an honorary title. The frog will have no real authority. Oh, this brightens my day, especially after Ikora's concerning response to my theory on how I could locate the conductor. She was aghast. It seemed to cause her emotional distress. She asked me not to mention it to anyone else, so I won't.
Thanks again for the frog.
Guardian, there's something I should discuss with you. Something I'm reluctant to suggest to Saint and Osiris. I think you'll see why. Failsafe believes she could open a portal straight to the conductor. She says she could extrapolate the coordinates by combining the new Vex data you've been collecting with her years of observations of the Nessus Vex. But she would need to compare it against control data gathered from Vex isolated from the Nessus network. She'd need an enormous amount of data, centuries of it, captured with perfect clarity and preserved by the Vex themselves. Our options are limited and dangerous. There is only one accessible database with that kind of fidelity. The mind of Saint 14, the deceased Saint 14, who is still laid to rest in the infinite forest. Our future may depend on Saint. Again.
Guardian, since you found me, I have only doubted who I was once. When Mithrax recounted how his people, their children, feared me, it shook me. Osiris says that I am Saint 14. My hands raised the wall. I walked with the Pilgrim Guard. How can I be a shadow of the saint who truly walked the city when I remember the smells of the streets and the faces that smile? I met you on Mercury as I speak to you now. We fought together. I shattered the Vex for centuries, but I lived where he died. Because we showed the Vex that our fate could not be calculated. Even in simulation, we surprised them, you and I. That is true. The conductor claims I am a man out of time, an approximation of reality. Was I not this already? Hard metal and brittle memory, spark and code 14 times over. Only my heart carried through. I know what it means to find myself again. But the conductor claims had Osiris not created the sundial, had I remained forgotten, Sagira would live still. How could these things be connected? If it is true, I will not take my love from him as well, for it is strong, and he will need it. You would not be afraid. You would know what to do. I am still trying, but I will find myself again.
The frogs are saved, and you brought a new crew member aboard. Thank you, Captain.
I suspect this little guy's toxic secretions insulated it from Vex radiolaria. Impressive.
The Vex will adapt to assimilate this species along with the rest of Nessus. But we can protect them with violence.
I am honored to house you. Remember to wear gloves when touching Captain Jacobson. His toxin excretions are necrotizing.
Hello again, Captain. We have an interesting metaphysical task ahead of us today. As I understand it, years ago, Osiris rescued the Saint unit we are familiar with from a Vex simulation. In doing so, he created a paradox. The Saint unit is alive with us now, but simultaneously dead within the Vex network. The databanks of that deceased Saint unit are filled with information. Information I believe I can use to locate the conductor.
The thing is, Saint Unit will have to download the memories of his other self. Experience years of suffering. His own death. It'll be kind of awful. And he hasn't really been in a good place lately. You know?
But the conductor must be confronted. I'm sure Saint Unit will understand.
Won't he?
Guardian, Osiris, Encore and I have made a plan. We can use what we know about the Veil and the VexNet.
The Veil? Why would you need to...
We will go to my tomb, in the timeline where I died fighting the Vex. My true death.
when you were taken from me?
Yes. I can use the memories of that Saint 14. My memories.
I remember when the Vex killed my crew. Those memories will haunt me forever.
Failsafe?
I mean, it's not so bad. Except for the horrors.
Yes. Everything I learned, everything I did. I fought the Vex for many, many years.
I remember.
Encore thinks we can use the data to find this conductor and secure the Echo.
No. I won't. We can find another way. Failsafe.
It must be done. So I will do it. Encore told me I was once the Vex's greatest opponent. She said I should remind them.
I need to think. This can't be the only path left to us.
The Saint unit has already made up his mind.
He needs you right now? You know he can't do it without you, right?
Saint will join us shortly. We seek access to his tomb.
We are grave robbing.
That is one way of putting it.
The interim Saint unit is still VexNet. Their memory core is a back channel into the network.
Saint must understand there are no lesser versions. Only expressive tessellations of what could be. And facing his death again is the cost of that revelation. Well, so be it.
Nessus reshapes itself around this Vex fluid. Soon, we will hardly recognize it. The Infinite Forest was on Mercury. How do we reach it from here?
The access here is somewhat like an archive, imprinted into the magnetic field of Nessus.
The Vex used Nessus for defunct digital storage. They kept trying to plug me into it. And Wow, is exposing me to their connection protocols going to backfire? They should have predicted that.
What did you mean about the data here being defunct?
The Guardian pulled you from a point before your death to a point after it. To the Vex, that temporal event is a defunct anomaly now, non-existent within this timeline. So it is kept here, stored in Nessus's memory.
The details that separate him and I, if they fade away, will I be his shadow? Or will he be mine?
I can't answer that for you. You're you. Were you less you before today? I tore open time for you.
I suppose.
You should be near the access point, Guardian. Locate a conflux. They will react to our attempt to breach the tomb.
Yes, they're doing that now. This is exactly as complex as I anticipated. I'm almost in. I'm in.
Now to learn of the man I was, and will be. Osiris, why did they keep my body?
Respect. They honor you with a perfect preservation. There's no replacing you, Saint. Even the Vex recognize that.
The Vex are very meticulous. But also weirdly sentimental.
There.
Wait. When I searched for you in the infinite forest, I saw this again and again. You, entombed, taken away from me, perhaps forever. When finally I found you, I thought I would never have to see it again.
I am here, Osiris. You told me that I am real.
So is he. Do it. Remember the Vex. But also how much I loved you in that timeline, too. Saint!
I see it. I tear through the Vex. They cannot stand against me. They hesitate. They are afraid of me. Oh. Then Geppetto is hurt. I try to protect her, but I am too late. I pull a Minotaur apart with my bare hands. But soon, I fall. The Vex approach. They are lifting me up. I lose my senses. I cannot feel my body. My vision blinks in and out.
Stop. Please.
I am on this slab, but I have one final feeling. A memory of us. Together. I am bringing you tea. I watch you take a sip. It is too hard, but you smile. That is my last thought. My phoenix. Oh. I am gone. But no! Here I am! With both of you. I am Saint 14! The conductor cannot hide from me anymore. Failsafe!
I have the coordinates, Saint Unit.
Good luck.
Saint Unit, Captain, I have achieved coordinate lock. I'm rerouting the conductor's radiolaria flow to this location.
So, hey, while redirecting the conductor to you, they were real in there. I pulled some other Vex along, and you're surrounded. Maybe we can reason with them?
Yes, Guardian. Reason them with the big guns. I will protect Osiris until the way is clear.
See? You're the same old saint.
Captain, I am patching in cover. Eyes up. Violence succeeded where diplomacy failed.
And I got that pesky pump door open before the Vex cut our connection. You have a clear path to the conductor.
Excellent work, fail-safe. Now it is us telling them what to do.
The conductor's signal approaches. Nessus groans under the yoke of its new cultivator.
Let us see if they can produce answers or only questions. Me?
Is a facsimile its archetype? No, I am Maya Sandrash. But we have already met.
Sundarish. So this is what happened to you after Neomuna, after your experiments with the Veil.
I know what you can do with the echo of command. I will not allow you to raise an army of Vex.
I'm doing what I've been called to do.
The Vex called to you.
Humanity called to me. The collapse, the Black Fleet is finished. Now, we can look back to what we've lost. Radiolaria is the means to this end. It represents the smallest unit of consciousness. A trillion formless minds, notes in a symphony of thought. Each one begging for direction, for a conductor. Nessus will be converted. The radiolaria I command will be spread throughout the system. I will deliver us a golden age. And if you stand in the way of progress, I will break you down into more compliant elements.
We are not your Vex.
You will be.
Get us out of here, now!
Maya Sandaresh, risen from the VIII network. She has Lakshmi's face. Osiris tells me it must be a mask she feels comfortable wearing. Well, it did not comfort me. And today was already filled with ghosts of the past. Guardian, before I claimed the memories of the other me, I was afraid. I was already filled with doubt, and I thought I might lose myself. But as his thoughts merged with mine, it was as though I lived through his centuries of struggle. And my feelings, our feelings, were in perfect harmony. And suddenly, all questions the conductor put in my mind were answered. It does not matter if I am the real saint or the true saint. Every me is me. So, when Maya tried to command me again, I used my truth to push her away. But she still forced me to my knees. She is growing stronger. We must return to stop her, but she has blocked our access. Failsafe is working on a way through, and when she finds it, I will be ready.
The research on Yomuna's Veil facility is complete. As the report is lengthy, I will summarize. Maya Sandaresh and Chioma Essie were a married pair of researchers in the Golden Age. Their work often touched on the Vex. They found an object on Neptune that whispered to Maya in her own voice. That artifact, the Veil, is of the darkness, as the Traveler is of the light. Maya grew obsessed with it. Chioma grew afraid. In her compulsion to study the Veil, Maya took no heed of any risks or of Chioma's doubts. Humans under her command died. Exominds were wiped. Maya wanted a chorus that could channel the power of the Veil. And to control that chorus, she built an imprint of herself named Lakshmi. Soon afterwards, Maya entered the Vex network. She left no trace. Chioma exiled Lakshmi, shut down all Veil research, and redacted it from Neomuna's history. In a final act, Chioma entered the network herself. Other Mayas and Chiomas were already inside, simulated hundreds of times by the Vex. It's possible that the Echo brought many Mayas together into the Conductor. Or perhaps only the first. There is no way to know which, if any, directed the Conductor's actions. But it would be folly to underestimate any Maya Sandaresh.
Okay, so that was the most violent research I've ever seen.
And it was worth it.
Now we know the conductor's Vex use Minotaurs to override frames with combat protocols. We can use that while you're on missions to force high data mines to fight us instead of hiding.
Which is dangerous because they have lasers, but lucrative because they have the most data.
Do you still imagine all the possibilities life could have, as I did? Or has fate made other choices for us? If we are to stray from our predetermined path, our salvation requires sacrifice. I experimented to find the words that would make you understand. Make you see what I see. But for you, the cost was always too great. Lifetimes passed before I realized. For me, you are too great a cost. Somewhere was another us that made the right choices. A better us. A better you. Not imprisoned by fate. I do not know what that version looks like. Us. Perfected. But I will. Because though we've lost everything, I still dream of what we could be. And in one of the many iterations in which we have peace, I only want the one that is real. I will find our golden age. Our perfect future. Yours and mine. And if you cannot see why my methods are necessary, I have the tools to make you understand.
Did you receive the transmission from Maya Sundaresh? What did she mean when she said she'd find our golden age?
As a golden age AI myself, I observe a negligible intersection between Maya's current behavior and the relative utopia of that time.
There was peace. We turned our focus to the stars, but we weren't conquerors. We were explorers, scientists, adventurers. We reached into the unknown, not to control it, not because we were commanded to, but because we had hope. That feeling was a long time ago, but I'll never forget it.
And I'm not getting any of that from Maya. Captain, I have overridden the Vex security around the scene of your last confrontation. The coordinates are standing by. If you find Maya, tell her I reject her entire premise, and then destroy her.
Guardian, the conductor has diverted the flow of radiolaria to the planet's core.
We know her goal. We must uncover her method. It seems a contingent of Shadow Legion has taken interest in Sandaresh's plans. To what end? Under whose command, we do not know. Outpace them. I can only speculate as to the Shadow Legion's motivations. We have seen allies sublimated into the Vex network. It takes great strength of will to maintain a distinct identity within it. The Echo grants that strength of will. We have seen it firsthand in the conductor's presence. Each
stopped Scion incursions into the Nessus Vex Collective before. The Shadow Legion wants the same thing we do.
Sandaresh is creating pluralities within the Vex mind, instigating individuality within her collective.
Until now, each Vex Collective was guided by one mind, acting in unison. Maya has turned a collective into a community.
It makes them unpredictable. Our tactics must change accordingly. This Vex mind is acting as a caretaker for the planet's core. An immune response to the Shadow Legion. Intriguing.
Ishtar buildings. Here. Are the Vex establishing facilities and reconstructions of Sandaresh's memories? Taking comfort in the familiar and forcing the Vex to give her what she needs. Sounds like Maya.
Fidelity test. What did we name our daughter?
What? Maya?
What did we name our daughter?
Where are you? What's going on? Please? Maya?
What did we name our daughter?
Nisa.
Elaborate.
We debated names for weeks. Parthenogenic incubation was moving along fine in the lab. And the collapse. Everything happened so fast, we had to leave.
Answer. Latency beyond acceptable bounds. Degassing examind.
No! Osiris, I read your reports from Neptune. That was Chioma Essie. What did Maya do?
She's searching for something. Using Chioma as a baseline to find our golden age among the simulations.
This is horrific.
I'm afraid this is just the beginning. Sandaresh has amassed a formidable Vex force. But now we can only delay her plans.
Guardian, take this opportunity to strike.
Sandaresh is doing more than commanding the Vex. She's taking control of an entire collective and using radiolaria to search the Vex simulation network. Our golden age, in her understanding, must exist within it.
And Chioma?
A means to an end. A way to measure reality. A heart weighed against a feather.
Could Maya find what she's looking for?
I don't know. That is not the question at the front of my mind. That question is only, what will happen if she does? Return to the helm, Guardian. I need time to think over what we found here.
Never trust anyone who tries to justify their actions for the greater good. There are hundreds of copies of Maya Sundaresh in the Vex simulation network. She knows that there's nothing we can learn from the Vex that would bring us closer to our golden age. Those times are behind us. We're here, and we have what we need. No. What Maya wants is control. And for now, she has exactly that. She has an agenda more personal than a golden age. She always does. You saw her experiments. She's iterating, using the Vex, using Chioma. We lost so much to the collapse. But this path won't lead us to anything but more loss. Guardian, work with Failsafe to get back inside Maya's facility in the center of Nessus. With more data, we can uncover her secrets and put an end to her search.
Okay, Captain. If we're going to bring any kind of fight to the conductor, I'll need to reclaim some of my original Exodus Black tech. Oh, wow. Haven't seen that thing in a long time. I'll integrate it into my system, and then... Watch out, the conductor. I'll be better at researching how to destroy you.
Captain, I was able to access the memory cores of the exos you found.
They were not pleasant. But they did have access codes and geological data about minerals. Not a thrilling read, but the descrambled codes might open up some doors. I'll send them to you.
Hello, Guardian. Failsafe asked that I take over briefing duties while she works on her research. We were speaking earlier. She had disengaged her filter, so she used her rain cloud voice. And she asked how it felt when I took the memories of the other saint. I told her it was like becoming more myself. That saint and me, we are the same. But there was one important difference. You, Guardian. The other saint, he died alone. But I met you after Osiris sent you to find me. You gave me hope in my darkest time. I fought to live up to your example. That is how I survived. And slowly I found I was no longer living for you. You were good to have around, do not misunderstand, but I was living for me. I told this to Failsafe, and she was quiet for a long time. Then she said she had to feed her frog, and I left. But I think it was a good talk.
Guardian, I bring an invitation it's not too late to accept. Everything I do is for the sake of a second golden age. I return to what we have all lost. The witness's failure showed that homogeny is fragile. Strength rises from individuality. It rejected the lesson of its own memory. Commander Takal's strength was their individual perspective. Their skill at directing an army. Not a hive mind. The echo of command and I were equally shapeless before we joined. It reformed my consciousness even as I made it into my mantle. Power joined to individual will. This is the key. Commander Takal lacked one, and the witness lacked the other. I hold both. With the echo, I encouraged my Vex's individuality. I commanded your ally. With more application, could anything lie beyond my reach? I have the will and power to create a new golden age. I am no tyrant. The conductor listens to her chorus. Join it and be heard. I'm sure we'd both prefer you make that choice for yourself. But believe me, that isn't necessary.
So who won?
Dot 130 to dot 59. Have you been able to raise team dot 97? Their Chioma was handling the SE statistics. Let me know immediately if she responds. I'm getting worried.
This is Maya. Dot 65. Attrition levels are holding steady for Sandrush, Shim, Dwayne McNeil, and our singular friend. It's only Chioma's vanishing. We lost a few Sandrashas. Too many S's. If the pattern continues, we could lose every Shim and Dwayne McNeil. I suspect your Shim is swearing in a corner like mine is. Talk to him. We can't give in to despair.
Listen, Guardian. I was thinking hard about how to beat the conductor, and Osiris stopped me. He said the conductor is very strong, and has abilities we cannot stand against. But, he said, maybe we can beat Maya Sandrash. Osiris told me the story of Maya, how she was lost in the VIII network, split into hundreds of copies, until the powers of the Echo brought her to life. The conductor is one of those copies. Could be the first one, could be all of them smashed together. Maybe she does not even know herself. But Osiris says all Mayas are scientists, and we can see her thoughts in her experiments. We must find what she is trying to do. Failsafe has located pieces of tech to help you study the exobodies in Maya's laboratory. If we can learn what Maya is doing with those, maybe we can think of a way to stop her. Brains, not brawn, yes?
The conductor has that pile of exoframes down in her lab. She was using them to host consciousnesses. I've been trying to figure out why, and then it hit me. Inconclusive. I need control data from other exos, and Europa's a great place to find some. Oh, this is good data. Yeah, I think I can almost decrypt another one of the conductor's exos. All I need now is a cerebral host matrix. One of the classic brain models. Could you help me out, Captain? Alright, I'm sure there's a host matrix around here. Beep boop, beep boop. Nah, I'm kidding. I'll just mark it for you. I'm way better at finding stuff since you upgraded me. Thanks for that, by the way. Got it. If you're ready, we can head back into the conductor's lab. The exoframes she's working on down there have got to be key to the golden age she keeps talking about. We just need to uncover their secrets before she kills us all.
You don't look too banged up. We must gain access to Sanderesh's facility once again. With the data Failsafe has collected, we can better determine Sanderesh's use of the exo-consciousnesses within the VEXnet. The Conductor seeks to assimilate all of Sol under her command. She desires a golden age. But what does she really mean? With her methods, I do not assume benevolence. All I know is that it would undo everything we have accomplished since the collapse. We cannot allow this. Your research into the Vex systems bears fruit. Learn what you can. Perhaps something useful may be extracted with further investigation.
.59 calling any other Ishtar orphans from Variation Gamma of the Pink Sky world. I'm here with .33 Shim and 2 Chiomas. .27 and one who isn't sharing a number. If you're looking for a place, we've got one. We'll figure this thing out together.
Empress Kaido believes that the Shadow Legion here are commanded by the defector scion, Yurix. It would explain their interest in Maya's research, and the Echo. It wouldn't just be access to the Vex simulation network. It would give Yurix command over an entire Vex collective. You can see the danger in that. Maya is diverting radiolaria to search the Vex simulation network, peering into other timelines, trying to find our own past. And to that end, raising an army of her own collective to subsume Sol. She can use her Echo to control Vex, but these are under her command completely. She's converting them to serve her. Do they even know what they're doing?
Sanderesh's use of Chioma prefigures a dangerous compromise. We knew that she was capable of stepping beyond the bounds of ethics in her experimentation, but now we know the extent. The threat is serious and imminent.
fidelity test. How did I make you cry on our wedding night?
Maya? Maya? Where are we? How? We're alive.
How did I make you cry on our wedding night?
You didn't. I made you cry. Because I called you Sunrise. Surrey Day. Because your mother called you that. Because it reminded you she was gone. That she missed the happiest day of your life. And I touched your cheek. And I told you there's always another sunrise. Even after we see it set.
Degaussing exomind. Sentimentality is higher than expected variance.
Sanderesh is bringing copies of her wife, Chioma Essie, out of the VexNet. Finding them, interrogating them, and discarding them.
For her golden age?
No. No, perhaps what would be her own personal golden age. The wife she remembers. The one from her own simulation.
And Maya will destroy Sol to find her.
Captain, I have discovered an anomalous signal in your location. Please discern its source. I have decrypted the data contained in the signal.
227.97. To all teams, I've crunched the numbers. We're losing Essies at rates even higher than Maya's during the Sundaresh incident. Stay inside of your team at all times, Gionis. Don't get separated.
Sanderesh has recreated her caretaker. We face the same threat as before, and I do not believe it will be the last.
Osiris, I heard what the Guardian found. How could Maya do such a thing to Chioma, to the woman she loved?
Sanderesh convinced herself that she could never have loved this Chioma at all. Not this one. And not the others.
But this Chioma loved Maya. We heard it. I am sorry for doubting, for believing the conductor for even one moment. I am so sorry, Osiris, for doing that to you.
No, Saint. Don't apologize. You were forgiven from the first.
Guardian, I can now confirm. Every exoframe in Maya's lab once held the consciousness of Maya's wife, Chioma Essie. Each a different version, pulled from the Vex network. Uploaded, judged, found wanting, and eliminated. Guardian, there are details about Maya Sanderesh I kept from Saint. He did not need to know the cruelty of the hands that touched his mind, or how much they reminded me of my own. But today, I saw a reflection of myself. Had I lost my way? If I never found Saint, and instead wrapped myself in obsession, I thought myself heroic in my search, a romantic, and that I was justified by my success. But what if I had not realized my good fortune? If I had met Saint, not with relief, but with skepticism, to imagine myself finding Saint, deciding he is wrong, killing him, and then starting again, it would have broken me. and I believe it has broken Maya. One capable of such horror has defiled the concept of love. Do not forget what you're dealing with.
Guardian, we have managed to decrypt another personal log taken from Maya Sanderish's domain. At first, we discovered the method of her search, but we were mistaken as to what she was looking for. Now we understand. Here, listen.
Maya Sandrash. Personal log. Incidental. The variances have been outside of acceptable bounds on each attempt. Incomplete or divergent memories. Outsized or diminished emotional responses. These forgeries are not my tomb. The memories are baseline. There are other timelines that mirror this one so closely that my interrogation would not, by itself, yield my tomb. They all loved me. They all remembered the name of our daughter. That isn't the point. My Chioma would understand what I'm doing here. All she needs to do is look at the state of soul since our time on New Mona. The mistake of the collapse, Clovis's hubris, the revelation of the witness. My Chioma would see me as a savior, and that she and I have a chance to rescue humanity from itself.
Do you see? She's a Pygmalion carving her love from the Vex, too obsessed with her sculpture's perfection to see that the flaws lie within herself. She doesn't remember Chioma, no more than she remembers the Golden Age. Their memories clouded by ego and need, far removed from the real. Chioma will die 1,000 deaths before Maya realizes her love is conditional. But perhaps we can find her real Chioma. And she can convince Maya of her error.
Osiris briefed me on your experience in your tomb. Reliving a lifetime of your own memories. I can't imagine it.
Was not so bad. Besides my death, it was not unpleasant. I was who I am. Strong, feared, and loved. I was reminded of this. The conductor cannot make me forget that again.
Captain, the laser core you brought me does not fire lasers. It fires code.
I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. Against biological targets, it deatomizes you, because it's still superheated.
Like a laser, but not, technically, a laser.
But against a lens calibrated for it, you could shoot a viral code right into a VEX receiver. I'll see what the helm frames can put together.
The conductor waits at the core of Nessus, working to awaken the planet and consume us in a flood of radiolaria. All in the name of her golden age, where she reunites with Chioma. Guardian, we cannot fight against the echo of command. But I think we could find Chioma. The Chioma Maya thinks of as hers. Failsafe believes she could isolate a signature using Chioma's original logs on Neomuna. Maya is still confined to the Nessus network, so that information remains out of her reach. It's the only advantage we've got. If we took that signature back to the lab, we could succeed where Maya has failed. Listen, I won't put another life in Maya's hands. Not after what she's done. But if anyone could make her understand, it would be the one Chioma she's been searching for. I realize this is a long shot. Failsafe has prepared a contingency plan in case this goes wrong. One way or another, the conductor's search ends now.
Captain, the Veil terminal on Neomuna should hold a trace of the Chioma Essie the conductor thinks of as hers. If I attune to it, I can match its frequency and find the corresponding Chioma in the conductor's lab. I think. Then we can pull that Chioma's consciousness through, I think. And then she can talk the conductor out of murdering us. I think. I've isolated the signal. It's one of hundreds, but it's the same as the conductor. I'm ready to carry out Ikora's orders. But first, we need a plan B. Take me to an active Vex network node on Neomuna. I have an idea. Okay, Captain. I need you to install a Vex network relay for me here on Neomuna. The conductor can only monitor Nessus incursions, so they should let me help if things go wrong. Beep boop bingo. Set it up right there. Alright, that's my back door into the Vex network, just in case reuniting Maya with Chioma goes horribly wrong. Not that I think it will, but I kinda think it will. Be safe. Okay, Captain?
So who won?
Guardian, you venture into Sandaresh's domain once again. But now, I have a word of caution. I know how Saint felt when the conductor called to him. I recognize it from when Savathun had her hold over me. Thoughts that are not your own. Flashes of another consciousness encroaching on yours. And soon, rattling against the bars of your own mind. Even as you try to ask forgiveness for what you have been made to do, I feel it again. The conductor grows more dangerous each passing moment. We cannot know the extent of the Echo's power until we see it for ourselves. I know it will not end with the Vex or with Saint. It will end with us all. Go, Guardian. We must finish this before we too are compelled.
Can any of you tell me we'll make it out? Are we doing more than walking in circles till something picks us off? I'm all that's left of the Dot 118. I've had enough. I'm staying in Variation Theta with the bismuth ones. Just one more Essie, waiting for the end.
Failsafe's countermeasures will put an end to Sandaresh's research here.
That, and finding the Chioma from Maya's timeline will hopefully finish this.
Our calibrations on Neomuna will allow us to locate Chioma within the VexNet. But even if we succeed, and find the version of Chioma that Sandaresh is searching for, I'm not certain it will be enough. We shall see. I can only hope that my fears are unfounded. Even if Sandaresh fails eternally at her goal, she will eat away at our reality until it is subsumed by her Vex. We learned of her methods with the Veil. Each successive experiment another step towards her own oblivion.
We've isolated the signature for Dr. Essie's consciousness from Neomuna. Her Chioma could convince Maya to end this.
Her Chioma stood by and watched it happen before. Sandaresh has brought Cabal under the Echo's power. Her mastery is growing. This will be our only chance to end the threat and secure the Echo.
I don't... This is her. Chioma Essie. From our own past. Here. Dead. She's been thrown away too. Does Maya know what she's done?
Fidelity test. When did you first tell me you loved me?
I wish I could remember a time I loved you.
Elaborate.
I watched the woman I loved whittle herself away. Compromise by compromise. And I stood by you in each atrocity. Now all I see in front of me is a monster. Not my sunrise.
I'm trying to save you. You're not my Chioma. If you were her, you would understand. Degasi.
I am her. What I am not is your personal delusion.
You're like all the others. Scared and shallow-minded. Degaussing exomind. Emotional fidelity test failed.
She found her Chioma and discarded her like all the rest.
That was my fear. Maya knows what she's become. There is no version of her wife who would accept her as she is now.
Wide frequency. Wide as it goes. This is .87 Sandrash. Looking for .50 Essie. We were so brave setting out. I thought I was ready to face grief. I wasn't ready to become a widow this many times over. Chioma, I am not giving up until we find you. Hold tight. Stay safe. You're my life.
Sandaresh is so shrouded by her own obsession that she did not even recognize the Chioma from her own simulation.
But she'll keep searching. Murdering Chioma again and again. Trying to find someone who's already dead.
If just for that, she must be stopped.
Rendering assistance. Assistance rendered. You're welcome.
Guardian, you will have to confront her again. This will end. Saint, do you have the coordinates?
I am here, Osiris. I am ready.
Is that a wise course of action, Osiris?
Sandaresh, you are obsessed. Can't you see that? You already found your Chioma.
You've destroyed my work. And now you're coming for me. So be it.
Guardian, I will stand with you. I know who I am. She won't command me again.
Maya will never listen to us.
We have to try.
There is no walking back from what she's done to Chioma Essie.
We must give her a choice. She can still surrender.
I'll be by your side when she doesn't.
You had to drag me down to bleed in the mud with you.
How many died to find the Chioma you call yours? Even then, you cast her aside.
You think that facsimile, that copy, was my Chioma, with fear behind her eyes? No, not mine.
Splitting hairs to justify murder? You sound like Clovis.
Oh, an emotional assessment. Life is prototypes and iterations. Each past you relative to you now. Third-dimensional beings struggle with this concept.
No more words. Surrender!
Why? How will you compel me if I refuse? Put it down, Encore. Honestly, the rest of you, lay down your arms. Thank you. Now, come, drink your fill. Let me change your mind.
You can choose to end this differently. Let this obsession go!
Choice is the ego raging against the inevitable.
You may not steal choice. But I make my own fate!
I command you!
Not this time.
I can only make you look. Perhaps, in time, you will see.
She escaped. The echo with her.
Greetings, Captain. I am quite pleased that you are alive. My planetary scans reveal that the Vex machinery within Nessus is dormant once again. Perhaps learning the truth about Chioma caused Maya to question her own judgment and halt her plans for galactic domination.
Or maybe she changed her mind when Saint Unit and Ikora blasted the paint off her chassis.
Either way, she has vanished into the Vex network. I will continue monitoring Nessus, but I believe we can celebrate a successful mission.
Well, you can celebrate, at least. I was part of a crew again, and now it's over. I don't like goodbyes. You know, I thought I'd be sadder. Usually when I'm alone, it's like whoever left turned off the lights behind them. It gets real dark. But now, there's still a little brightness left. It's not coming from you, or Saint Unit, or Captain Jacobson. I guess it's me. I think maybe I can keep going just for me. See you around, Captain. Thanks for everything.
You found traces of Maya, Guardian? So she still lives, hidden somewhere in the VIII network. I hope she will abandon her terrible search for her lost Chioma. But I fear she may be beyond reason. Maya wanted everything just so. But people do not always fit cleanly into a frame. They spill out over the edges. That beautiful mess is what makes us who we are. If you demand only perfection, you will end up alone. For no one is perfect. Of course, some of us are closer than others. Ha! I joke. I know who I am. I accept myself and all my flaws. And to me, I am enough. You understand what I am saying, Failsafe?
I understand, Saint Unit. I'm not gonna do a little speech about it, but I understand.
Good enough.
Guardian, I hope the helm isn't too crowded. A broad audience would make this difficult. I miss Cade every day of my life. I thought I'd moved on. I was wrong. I can't forget my friend, my teammate, my favorite jerk. Death cuts a wound in the living. It scabs over, but anything can tear it open again. We all bear this wound eventually. The Maya Sundaresh who became the conductor couldn't accept that. She wanted her wife back, no matter how much she hurt Chioma doing it. Her actions were dangerous. Beyond that, they were cruel to the woman she loved. There's nothing I want more than to speak with Cade again. The Pale Heart gave us a second chance. It wasn't enough. The burden of the living is that life continues, despite our grief. Despite those who don't continue with us. It troubled Osiris to see his drive reflected in Maya. I see myself in her grief. I see Zavala. And yet it's not grief we condemn, but her actions. I always find I learn best by teaching. Thank you, Guardian, for being a patient student.
Hi.
A subset of Radiolaria has entered symbiosis with these batadactyls. Something about the bata's epidermal bacterial ecosystem. This Radiolaria diverged from the collective and is now living independently on these screeching creatures.
Oh, can I keep them? We can study, how the Vex Radiolaria change away from the collective.
Maybe they can be our new ambassadors.
This is Babata, and that is Petrus. They are our new Batadactyl crewmates.
I leave this to you now, when it's too early to act. Before you have the faculty to understand its gravitas. You were offered the age you fought to restore. Everything we've lost, you won't find it on this narcissist station. I will set it in front of you. Finely crafted and tuned. You mistakenly label it hubris and resist. As you know, failure is a catalyst. It breeds invention. Would you comprehend the endless permutations of our conversation on the riverbank? I was only trying to change your mind. To help you see a better future. That exchange did not always end in your favor. It does not have to, still. You believe my ideology virulent. All right. Know that I have bled across time and under the skin of the cosmos. My knowledge became its fabric, filled its vessels, through its minds. Humanity is scattered, yet to see a collective, focused. But in this infinite network, the Vex have created, there is one answer. A golden timeline with a heavy cost.
Guardian, there's still more to be found here, deep in the core of Nessus, and the Vex commanded by Maya Sandaresh linger here. Eliminate them. A Vex node. An access point into their simulation network.
Lisa had another nightmare.
Again? What was it this time?
She doesn't know how to describe it. She only says she's alone and no one can see her. Tonight, read her something to help her sleep. She misses you.
I will. I've missed her too.
There are hundreds of copies of Chioma and Maya within the Vex network. We're glimpsing some that were untouched by the conductor.
The conductor has fled, but the Cabal still pick over the bones of Maya's research. They will not find what they are looking for. We will make sure of it.
A bottle of port? What for?
It's our anniversary.
Oh, Chioma.
It's all right. I knew you'd forget. So I remembered for the both of us. Put your work away, Maya. Just for now. I'm cooking. Come join me.
And your insomnia?
A little better. Maybe. Sometimes. It doesn't matter.
It does. You're in pain. I don't want to see you in pain.
It's not important right now. Not with everything.
It is. You're just as important as anything else. There. Through the telescope. I have calibrated it. You can see. We won't be able to see it for much longer. There's a point on Neptune's orbital path where it won't be visible, even with our equipment.
Maybe that's a good thing. Just let it fade among the heavenly bodies. What?
Earth is the only planet that isn't a heavenly body.
Well, it is now. Maya. Maya, what's wrong?
Chioma, I didn't mean to wake you up.
You're pacing again.
I just can't stop thinking about what we had to leave behind.
We're still here. Suryo Day, my sunrise. Come back to bed.
There is no sunrise here. Only twilight.
And you'll be my brightest star.
Do you remember those gigantic sunflowers your mother grew?
Yes. Why?
I always looked at those and thought of you. But now, I think these ones here remind me of you, too.
Really? But these are so small. They hardly get any light on this planet.
But they're here and alive. And that's a miracle, isn't it? Just a little to the right.
How much? This is heavy.
My grandmother painted it. A little more to the right. Oh, too much. Left. Stop. Perfect.
It's not too close to the window.
No. Now that you say so.
No, it's exactly where it should be. It's beautiful, Maya.
This is all that's left of Maya's search. A graveyard. And every exo a tomb for Chioma Essie. All we can hope is that her remaining copies in the VexNet have found their own measure of happiness.
All the versions of us simulated by the Vax. What are their lives like? Are they happy? Are we still together? Are they safe at home or exploring Sol?
Yes. We are. All of it. Simultaneously. Forever. Is that so frightening?
No. It's wonderful. We'll live our fullest lives. Together and apart. I love that.
Sandarish may have abandoned this place, but her presence is still felt in her Vex collective. Copies of copies, with the Vex mind guarding a secret long since discovered. We can only be thankful that we ended the threat before it grew beyond our control. Pitiful.